If you want to do something that's difficult and that requires energy, a lot of different subsystems in your mind are going to throw up objections. It's like, well, maybe that isn't what you should be doing right now. Maybe you should be doing the dishes or vacuuming or watching TV or looking at YouTube. Or if you're really sneaky, when you're trying to do something hard, what your brain does is give you something else hard to do that's not quite as hard, so that you can feel justified in not doing the thing you're supposed to because you're doing something else useful. And if you give in to that temptation, which you often will, then it wins, and because it wins, it gets a little dopamine kick and it grows stronger. Anything you let win, the internal argument, grows. And anything you let be defeated shrinks because it's punished. It doesn't get to have its way. So that's another thing really to remember. Don't practice what you do not want to become. And because they're neurological circuits, you build those things in there, man, they're not going anywhere. So you got to be careful what you say and what you do, because you build yourself that way.
Okay guys, welcome back to part 2 of episode 3, how to diet and do it correctly. So in part 1, we spoke about the hormone dopamine and how it can benefit you into creating new and better habits, and how it can also detriment you into forming bad habits. But what is dopamine? Dopamine is a hormone that is designed to give you drive or a feeling of wanting to do something, such as seeking food or to create a challenge or perhaps to create a plan. Dopamine is considered to be a reward hormone, meaning that it gives you the feeling of reward or success when you do something that makes you feel better or like you have achieved something. Now, dopamine, as well as all hormones, aren't designed just for one purpose. Dopamine isn't necessarily just designed for rewards and achievement. It is also deemed as a neuromodulator, which means it is in control of many aspects of motor function within the brain and the body. For example, it does give us drive, but it also is in charge of executive functions such as motivation, arousal, reinforcement, and also reward. Now let's take that last little bit there, reward. The concept of a hormone rewarding you for doing something is where dopamine as a hormone can start to form bad habits and can start to play a negative role within an individual's lifestyle. Just pause for a moment and think about that last segment there of reward, that the brain rewards you for doing something. And this is where dopamine as a hormone can begin to play with the negative aspect of bad habits. And these bad habits can obviously form and play a negative role within a person's life, especially when you're looking at a person's dietary habits and also nutritional choices. Now guys, this section here is where you must really pay attention to the small details, the fine print, and make sure you read the label before you buy. Dopamine is a reward hormone and rewards you for everything that you choose to do or choose not to do. That means if you choose not to get up and exercise and you instead procrastinate and play video games, the dopamine system will reward you for doing the easier task instead of doing the harder, more challenging task. Now, if we were to take that one step further, it's easy to see how someone who might have a poor diet and have poor choices of food and nutrition within their dietary habit, you start to understand how and why people can become unhealthy, how they can become overweight, how choosing not to exercise and stay in shape, or at least choosing not the right foods that give better macronutrient and nutritional value to their body. It's easy to see how someone can become unbalanced with their nutritional food choices and also dietary habitual eating. In fact, we as humans love to do what is easy in life rather than to do what is hard. It's just the way that we are designed, the way that our brains have been programmed. We are hardwired to be lazier and sloth-like when it comes to dieting. Fitness, success, and having a well-balanced lifestyle actually is quite a lot of hard work for every person, including myself. It's something that we have to choose to do rather than just be. We aren't naturally capable of being good. We have to strive towards greatness, if you like. And that's the same for when it comes to our physical health, our mental health, and also the food and nutrition that we choose to consume. And through life experience, we begin to find out that having an easy time without any challenges or tasks or routines in our day-to-day living is really not good for the body or for the brain. And that's exactly where dieting and poor habits become such a difficult thing for a person to accomplish. We actually need to create the harder challenges. We need to try and strive towards the steeper climbs and not take the easier route, or create the types of goals that scare us into achieving dietary success and also fulfillment. Then the dopamine system is the type of hormone that will reward you for taking those slightly more difficult routes, and then you will find that you've created a very good, strong, and also reliable habitual trait. Okay, so forgive me, I have gone a little bit science nutrition on you. But bear with me. My next step is to break down for you how using this dopamine hormone hack can massively improve and positively affect your nutrition habits and also your dietary habits. Okay guys, so dopamine hack number 1. Create a small but firm discipline in your daily habitual lifestyle that reinforces your dietary goals. For example, get up at a more regular time and go to bed at a regular time. Your sleep is important for maintaining regular functions such as stress control and also helping you with your hunger and keeping your hunger more sustainable throughout the day. Drink more during the day. Often our brain tells us we're hungry, but actually we can be thirsty too. And we all should drink when we eat to help hydration and feeling fuller. Begin to exercise or exercise to a higher level, even if it's once or twice a week. If you don't do any exercise, that pushes your blood levels a little higher than you're used to, then exercising more frequently is a surefire way to create a healthy discipline. Hold yourself accountable to your lifestyle choices and look to better your habits. Choose better forms of food. Read something instead of looking at your phone or tablet. Create something for yourself or research something that you're interested in or gives you greater insight. Dopamine hack number 2. Create a goal that scares you to admit that it would either take a lot of work to achieve or potentially could be impossible to complete. And then create smaller goals around this main goal. By doing this, it's a surefire way that you do eventually achieve the main goal that you've set yourself. Look at the time frame for how long you want to achieve it. Let's just say it's 6 months for argument's sake. That's 6 lots of 30 days or 6 individual months where you can set a goal each and every month. For each month or cycle of 30 days, I would then make a challenge or goal my main focus and make it my only focus for that short period of time. This way, I'm not distracted by my fear of my main goal, and I'm also fixated on my short-term goal, which is a satellite goal for my future end goal. So guys, to summarize on that, I'm trying to find myself a main goal that I want to fixate on. And then I'm trying to find a time frame in which I can achieve that goal. And the final stage that I'm trying to focus on immediately is I'm trying to find a small, more achievable goal that, let's say, within 2 weeks to 1 month or 30 days or however you want to look at it, that I can actually achieve that small goal that goes towards the creation of that much larger goal. Dopamine hack number 3. Focus on the task in hand, but not the reward you imagine your goal to be. With the human brain, it looks for ways in which to make things easier for itself. So let's say, for example, that I want to achieve the weight loss of 5 kilos, and I've set myself a smaller short-term goal of losing a kilo every single month, and that is my short-term goal towards my longer fixed-term goal. But halfway through your short-term goal of achieving that 1 kilo weight loss, you lapse back and reward yourself with a few days away from your strict regime. Here is where you have gone wrong. Firstly, what you should remember when creating a short-term goal is that you should pre-design some short breaks within that. You're not necessarily a robot that can continuously work towards progress. You have to have small amounts of rewards, but within that are some pre-designed breaks or small gaps where you can relax, rejuvenate, and then refocus on that particular goal at the particular time in which you set it for. Secondly, if you're more than halfway through and you haven't achieved your estimated goal, then your goal is too difficult to obtain for any given number of reasons. These given number of reasons could be as simple as to admit that the goal that you have set yourself for that short period of time may be too much like hard work, and you need to readjust your goal so that it's easier to manage within your short period of time. So, in conclusion, there are some rules we need to factor in when trying to create better habits and source dopaminergic traits from our brain and body to better fuel our reward systems and how we can achieve our goals. Here's a few key pointers that I'd like you to remember from this video. Try to make your dietary journey more challenging so that the reward is greater to earn. Each short-term goal that is achieved is a milestone and should be celebrated that way. Don't take the easy way out, such as a quick fix diet or dieting club that takes your money and doesn't teach you anything. Change the food and nutrition that you eat so that you become healthier from within. Take each day one at a time and remember to focus your mind on the short-term goal in order to achieve the long-term challenge. Try not to reward yourself with taking measurements such as body weight. As a maximum, I would weigh myself once to twice a week, and at a minimum, I would weigh myself once fortnightly. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Please remember to like and subscribe to It's the Yo Bar series. I plan to continue releasing more material in the very near future. Catch you next time. Peace.
It's the Yo Bar series.